And if I can quote another Ivy League professor, Gustav Speth at Yale, half the world's tropical and temperate forests are now gone. The rate of deforestation in the tropics continues at about 1 acre per second and has for decades. Half the planet's wetlands are gone. An estimated 90% of the large predator fish are gone. 75% of marine fisheries overfished or fished to capacity. Half the world's corals gone or seriously threatened. Species disappearing about 1,000 times faster than normal. The planet hasn't seen such a spasm of extinction in 65 million years since the dinosaurs disappeared. Persistent toxic chemicals can now be found by the dozens in essentially each and every one of us. And he concludes, all we have to do to destroy the planet's climate and biota and leave a ruined world to our children and grandchildren is to keep doing exactly what we're doing now, with no growth in human population or the world economy. Just continue to generate greenhouse gases at our present rates, and the world in the latter part of this century won't be fit to live in. And yet, he says, human activities aren't holding at a steady level. This was back in 2008 when he wrote it. But of course, they're accelerating. They have been accelerating dramatically. If climate breakdown is the tip of the iceberg, as I said, this larger eco-crisis is below the tip, but still above the waterline. And I think the reason it's so important to emphasize that is otherwise we can fall back into the habit of thinking that if somehow we can just convert quickly enough from fossil fuels to renewable sources of energy, then sort of life, civilization can go on as it has so far. And the whole point of this is that what the eco-crisis really points us to, and I'm talking now about the whole of the visible iceberg, is a symptom of a much bigger issue that I think is below the surface. That is to say, what I think all this eco-crisis is exposing is what might be called the predicament of a globalizing situation that has lost its way. I mean, it's really ironic that just at the time when we finally achieved or developed into a truly global civilization, this global civilization seems to be self-destructing. The main reason for which is that our collective preoccupation with never-ending economic growth and consumerism, and I think that's really kind of the main goal, the main focus or preoccupation of the modern world, that our collective preoccupation with this is incompatible with the finite ecosystems of the earth. As Naomi Klein, I think, put it, we have two different systems, right? We have an economic system that has to keep growing if it's not going to collapse. We have the ecosystems of the earth, which basically don't grow much at all. They're pretty much stable. And we can understand the ecological crisis as basically the two of these systems coming into conflict with each other. And as Naomi Klein also says, only one of those systems can be changed. And one way or another will be changed, right?